We all know Peaky Blinders as the popular TV show that follows the rise of a backstreet gang in Birmingham through their lives and their rise to power. The show follows main character Tommy Shelby, who is the gang leader, head of the family, businessman, criminal and politician. The show is great and one of my favourite TV series ever. But how much of the show was based off real life and how much of it was made up? Today I'll be going over who the real Peaky Blinders were, how much of this was represented in the show itself. Before we get into the video, please make sure to subscribe to the channel. I publish a lot of videos surrounding Peaky Blinders and other popular movies and TV series, so make sure you're subscribed so you never miss a video. So who are the Peaky Blinders in the series? In the series, the Peaky Blinders were a criminal gang that started off small time but rapidly grew to gain power, respect and expand their business empire. The series shows how the gang elevates themselves through conflicts, putting them against enemies such as fascists, the IRA, politicians and other opposing gangs. The show is set directly after World War I and follows the gang for years after leading up to World War II. Peaky Blinders are named for their distinctive flat caps, rumoured to have razor blades sewn in between the brims. The gang engages in various criminal activities including bookmaking, smuggling and robbery, as they navigate threats from rival gangs, the law and political forces. The show combines historical and fictional elements, creating a gripping narrative about loyalty, ambition and survival in post-war Britain. So here are some of the main characters from the Peaky Blinders series. Number 1. Tommy Shelby. Central character and leader of the Peaky Blinders, Tommy is a cunning, ambitious strategist who transforms the gang into a powerful crime syndicate. He's also a war veteran haunted by his experience in World War I. Number 2. Arthur Shelby. Tommy's older brother and second in command. Arthur is impulsive and volatile, struggling with violence and trauma but fiercely loyal to his family and Tommy. Number 3. John Shelby. Tommy's younger brother, who is a hothead devoted to his family business. He often acts as muscle for the gang. 4. Ada Shelby. The Shelby sister, who initially distanced herself from the family's criminal activities but remains a key figure in their lives. 5. Finn Shelby. The youngest Shelby sibling. He grows into the role in the gang over the series but struggles with the maturity and the responsibility. And number 6. Polly Gray. The mother figure of the Shelby family and Tommy's aunt. Polly is the gang's treasurer and is a guiding force in their operations. She has a sharp mind and a strong influence on the Shelby brothers. Some of the key associates to the family are also Grace, who is Tommy's wife, Alfie Solomons, who is an occasional ally or rival to Tommy, Aberama Gold, who is an ally of the Peaky Blinders, and Esme Shelby, who's John Shelby's wife, along with various other allies and distant family members. Now, a popular question about this show is, are the Peaky Blinders a real gang or are they a myth constructed for the TV show? Now, this isn't a clear yes or no question. The facts are the Peaky Blinders was a gang that did exist, but not everything that was displayed in the show was accurate. So who were the real Peaky Blinders outside of the TV show? In real life, the Peaky Blinders were a low-level street gang in Birmingham who mainly consisted of lower to working class criminals that engaged in robberies, violent and illegal bookmaking, and the controlling of gambling events. One big difference is where the name the Peaky Blinders came from. In the series it was because they kept razor blades in their cap, but in real life this is most likely not true. It is said they gained their name Peaky Blinders as they used to wear their caps tilted so it covered one of their eyes. The Peaky Blinders emerged from the area of Small Heath in Birmingham, with the first reported activity detailed in a newspaper in March 1890, which described a brutal assault on a man. The group were already gaining infamy for their violence and brutality in the criminal world and were keen to have their activities recorded in the national newspapers. This is one major difference between the actual Peaky Blinders and the Peaky Blinders series, is that in real life the Peaky Blinders had their comeuppance in around 1890s to 1910, so just before World War I, whether in the series all the events that took place were post-World War I. In the late 1800s, these gangs were made up of a variety of ages, varying from as young as 12 up to the age of 30. The Blinders grew by beating up a lot of small rival gangs in the area, such as the Sloggers, but eventually they got taken over by the Birmingham boys led by Billy Kimber. This was another major difference, as in the series the Peaky Blinders actually beat the Birmingham boys and killed Billy Kimber. Overall, they had control for about 30 years of areas such as Bawdsley and Small Heath. Again, this is another difference, as in the show the Peaky Blinders rose to become a sophisticated criminal empire, whereas in real life they became no more than just a backstreet gang. As a group, the Peaky Blinders entered the sphere of popular culture not only through their criminal dealings but also through their notable dress sense and style. The members of the group adopted a signature style which included a peaked cap, leather boots, waistcoat, tailored jacket and silk scarves. The criminal gang had acquired a uniform as well as a hierarchy. The distinctive style was affected in many respects, Firstly, it garnered a great deal of attention and set them apart from other gangsters. Secondly, the clothes demonstrated power, wealth and luxury. This extended to the members of the gang, including the wives, the girlfriends, who were able to afford expensive garments compared to their counterparts. Finally, the lavish clothing was a demonstration of defiance against the police, who could easily identify them but remained relatively powerless at the same time. While partaking in a range of activities, their speciality remained in street-based local crimes such as robbery and assaults. Gangs became very popular around Birmingham in this time due to the increased amount of poverty. It was said that the difference between the working class and the middle class had separated, as the poor were getting poorer and the rich were getting richer. This brought on a lot of new crimes such as pickpocketing, robberies and thefts. Some notable members of the real-life Peaky Blinders gang are Thomas Gilbert, who regularly changed his name to avoid the authorities. Notably one of the most popular of the real Peaky Blinders gang, he led many of the gang's land grabs. He was sentenced to 2 separate stints on prison for thievery and deception. Thomas Mucklow, thought to be the founding member of the gang, who was involved with the organisation of some of its most violent assaults, including the one detailed on the newspaper on screen. 3 other popular Peaky Blinders were Harry Fowles, Ernest Bales, and Stephen McNichol. These were also arrested during the same time in 1904. So which of the characters out of the Peaky Blinders series were real and based on actual characters? The Shelby family, unfortunately, was fictional. Cillian Murphy's Tommy Shelby and all his immediate family, tragically, are all fictional. Winston Churchill, played by Andy Nyman, Richard McCabe, and Neil Maskell. This was a real person, and in fact was the future British Prime Minister. Billy Kimber, the leader of the Birmingham Boys, was a real gang leader and possibly the biggest crime boss in England. In real life, he died of a prolonged illness rather than being shot by Tommy Shelby's gun. Darby Sabini, Noah Taylor's Italian kingpin, was a real English criminal who clashed with Kimber and his Birmingham Boys over the control of the racecourses for years. Alfie Solomons is based on a real-life gangster named Alfred Solomon. Sir Oswald Mosley and Diana Mosley. The founder and leader of the British Union of Fascists was a real politician leader during World War II who was considered a threat to national security and in turn for the duration of the war. In Peaky Blinders, he was played by Sam Claflin, who did an amazing job in my opinion, and the same for his wife, played by Amber Anderson. As you can see with the characters, some of them are based on real life figures and some of them are purely fictional. But with the real life Peaky Blinders gang, they weren't around for a long period of time and the power of the gang faded with time. But even though the gang died out, the name Peaky Blinders does live on throughout Birmingham, and thanks to the popular TV show Peaky Blinders, has massively increased in popularity. The TV show, although it doesn't show the real gang in its true light, does reflect a lot of real life scenarios, culture and life within this period. The Shelby family may be made up, but a lot of the characters were real, and I think the show did a great job of taking elements of facts and creating a masterpiece series. But what is your opinion on the Peaky Blinders series as a whole? Do you think it was good, or are you not a fan? Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. And as always, please make sure to subscribe to the channel, as it does mean a lot and helps me out massively. Thank you for watching if you made it this far in the video, and have a good day.